I love that he just did that. Let's get this mounted. It is... Oh, I know, Bodie. It is September 11th, 2023. Time is it? 8:39 a.m. We have to go to town. Carrie Ellen is unhooked and she is ready. I know, Bodie. I paused a little bit to give him some time. He's got to get used to travel days, Mr. Bodie. Okay, so he's fine. Alright, so I haven't done a video in 2 days, and that's because every time I do a video, reality pops out. And that's not so good, okay? When reality pops out, I'm going to irritate a lot of people. And the reason I'm going to irritate a lot of people is because reality popped out. Alright? The thing that I see that is coming is it's over the bay now. I can see it. It's clouding the Keys. For those of you who actually went over and watched pinball, you know what I'm talking about. You may have even seen my comment over there. Oh, Ibis. Over there. Which does make an impression, I hope. So let's see. We got Bodie, who is freaking. Right here in my lap, we got Queso, who is just chilling. Yesterday was a slow day. I went over to the houseboats that are in dry dock, and I degreased the battery boxes, and I degreased the fuel boxes, and all that. No, Bodie, no. Okay, I did all that stuff. Which, you know, soap and water is one thing, but when I'm trying to pull rust stains off of stuff, yeah, not so good. Then I gotta use a product called On and Off. And by the way, you're gonna see the fuzziness, and that's because of the humidity. It's about 80%. So, yeah, On and Off was pretty bad stuff. It's muriatic and phosphoric acid mixed together. And it's tough stuff, and it's dangerous, but it does take away everything. So, that was yesterday. Checked out the people who were leaving from the houseboats, stripped the linens, took out the garbage, and now the people that are there will take care of that for now. Bodie is jumping up and down on my lap. He is still not used to travel day, so we got to work with him. Alright, so let's see what else is happening as we drive. You are looking at Christian Point, by the way. That's on your right. You can't see it, but it's wet. It's wet because it's wet season. Not because of any other reason. It's the wet season. It's when the water comes down. I did hear from the park people that Lake Okeechobee did release 2 million gallons or 4 million gallons of fresh water to head down here. So that's not too shabby. It does smell like sulfur. So that's because the water is not moving, or it's moving very slowly. So that means that decaying material is not moving where we want it to move. But that takes time. Alright, so again, dead trees on your right, Christian Point. Live trees on your left, not Christian Point. We passed the entrance to the Christian Point Trail just a few minutes ago. Alright, so what else is up? We have a list. We have things to do. We have things to get. We have some places to go. There might have been, hint, hint, wink, wink, a passenger on board. However, I did not see that person show up. They knew 8:30 was the time. I dragged my feet a little bit because of Bodie. Alright, I wanted to make sure he was okay. That person did not show up. So, it's boys' day out. Let's see, what else is going on? Having a hard time getting money spent to do the things I want, which means I've got to do the thing I don't want to. Well, I may choose to do the thing I don't want to do, and then just put my own hand in my own pocket. I can't understand why I would do that for a company that does not value me. So it looks like I won't. But I know what else is happening. Oh, here we go. This is the entrance to Coot Bay Pond. There you go. And there's nothing there besides 2 picnic tables and mosquitoes. That's it. That's all that's happening over there. So let's see. We have our first stop is 26400 177th Street in Homestead, Florida. It's at Mrazek Pond right here. Any birds? Of course there's birds. Why that place? Bodie, you've never been there. Why are we going here? Bodie doesn't know. There are very few places on the planet that will do onboard propane. So when you find them, it's not a truck center, you capitalize on those, right? I want to have my propane checked and topped off. I did look at the meter. It looks okay. However, I want to just make sure it's topped off because every time I unhook, the refrigerator runs on propane. So it's worth it about once every 2 or 3 months, even though I don't use a stove, to just get it checked out. That's our first stop. Next stop is probably going to be all the way up into the top of Homestead to a Western tack shop. I need some stuff. Clothes, if I can find a good Ariat shirt, hey, you know, maybe it'll throw itself in the box, but if there's some other stuff I need there. So the place I went before, which was Sunset, not doing it for me. They're supposed to call me when certain things come in. I haven't heard from them. I may have to just say, nope, thanks, bye. Even though they're easy on, easy off, they're easy to get to. This other place might be a little harder, but figure it out. I do have to go to the Asian market. Just a couple things, nothing crazy. If I could skip it, I could skip it. I do have to go park entrance is still 32 miles away. And again, we don't know how long I'm going to be here. We just don't know. If the bad thing I see coming, which again, please go see Pinball Preparedness. He nailed it down. If the bad thing is coming, I won't stay. Even if the state I'm in says we're not going to do the bad thing, and my company says we will, then guess what? My company loses, and I just turn around and walk away. So that's a little challenging, a little scary. However, I have to say, when I lived in your society, I did the wrong thing for money 3 times. And the first one compromised my values. And the second one compromised my health. And the third one compromised my sanity. And I did it all for one reason: to take care of another human being. And Mom always said, if you compromise your values once, you can do it again and again and again and again. And it'll never stop, and it'll always give you negative dividends. Mom was right. We're not going to do that again. Dead trees on your left aren't dead. They're cypress. I see little shoots and blooms, so that's fine. Bodie, you need to stay down. There you go. So again, we have some weird spaces to go to today. It might not be what we all expect. Can't discuss it. Can't do it. Can't have a conversation. Not allowed. Top secret project number 2. I can tell you what I need for number 1, for those of you who are so inclined. Where are we, Rowdy Benz? Yep, there we go. Top secret program number 1. We need material storage. And I'm going to get that today. Then that's going to be fine. Then it's just a matter of, oh, there's a crow, and we're just going to keep adding stuff onto the process. There's Noble Hammock, which really isn't noble, but it is a hammock. Again, hammock is from the word hummock. It means garden. Okay, there are spots here in the Everglades that are higher than everybody else. And so what happens is different plants grow there. Here in the Everglades, again, 2 inches of dirt makes all the difference in the world. 3 inches of water makes all the difference in the world. More or less salt makes all the difference in the world. So you can be driving like I'm doing right now, and in one space there's mangroves, and in the next space there's cypress trees and mahogany trees. It's very, very neat. That's why I'm really kind of upset. Bodie, thank you. I'm really kind of upset if I have to leave. Because I like it here. It's beautiful here. If top secret program number 2 shows up and it works, I'm not going to cry as I drive out. Alright. But that's top secret program number 2. I will give you guys a hint. It doesn't involve a female. Well, top secret program number 1. It doesn't involve a female, but it does involve something that doesn't exist in the Everglades, which is metal. There Anytime you see something green that looks like a pine tree, it's not a pine tree, it's a cypress tree. We are over what's the sawgrass prairie, which I think I already told you guys. This is the reason they named Everglades, right? Because the first thing they saw when they got here was these amazingly big, look on the right, waves of grass with water in them. There was no name for the Everglades. When the Spaniards were here, 1500s, 1600s, there was no name for this. Okay, the Native Americans called this place Ha-he-oki, which means watery grass for easy translation. Charles Vignolis in 1836 was the one that actually surveyed the area and called it Everglades, which means pretty much watery grass. But before that, it was all on the maps as swamp. It's not a swamp, it's a slope. A house is not a swamp. And if you look ahead of you, you're going to see big trees. These are the mahogany trees. It means we're halfway out. When I see the mahogany trees, we're halfway out. Wow, it's wet. Boy, they did release a lot of water here. Holy cow. Not a lot of birds today, which is kind of weird. Probably the heat. Alright, so these big trees in front of you, guess what? We welcome you to Mahogany Hammock. Always makes me a little teary when I get up here, because it's just 7 inches of elevation, 10 inches, maybe less than a foot, and the plants change. I'm a biologist, it makes me crazy. Right, Kesa? I love you. Yes, I do, Bodie. We have to get him used to travel days. That's why I took some time, like I said. I clean everything up, I put everything away, I secure it, and then I say to him, wander around the space, man. Really explore space. If you get that joke, you're as old as I am. No, really explore space. I know. Once this car leaves, I'm going to move the camera. So I'm going to show you what's going on here in the Carrie Ellen. Hey, there's an egret. Look at that face. We got a signboard. Russ from RV or TV, be all over that. I have stopped at every signboard here. I think I've done every trail besides Hell's Bay and Christian Point. I think those are the only... No, I did do Christian Point. Rowdy Bend. But I have done every trail in the South Everglades. For those of you who are so inclined to come and visit, I would say give yourselves a week. Because you're going to do at least 2 days down here. Alright? Which is different than when you do 2 days up there. Remember, the Everglades is 50 by 150 miles. And when you go north, that's Big Cypress, and that's Shark Valley. Go see my friends in Shark Valley. And all fresh water up there. But down see cypress, dwarf cypress forest. Elevation, 4 feet. So the trees you're looking at on both sides are dwarf cypress and coconut palms. Well, I'm sorry, cabbage palms. And it's wet over there. Holy crow. Where are we? Oh, it's really wet. Water's coming up. I was watching the water meter the other day, and it was really, really low, and then within 3 hours it was 6 inches higher. So that was kind of neat. I don't have to worry about that. They will not let a houseboat go out until November 15th. Everybody who wants to stay on a houseboat stays right at dock. Ooh, egret. Guys, that's a lot of snot on the windows, I tell you what. Pahioki. Watery grass. Side note, the people that lived here, where the Calusa and the Tequesta. More the Tequesta here, but this place is so full of food, you can't imagine. This is a grocery store that you're driving through. And the fishing, oh my lord. I was watching sharks the other day just flopping around on the Florida Bay. Amazing. But when they left in the 1700s, 1720s, 1730s, 1740s, okay, that's when another group moved in. The Mississippi came from northwest Florida, and then the Seminole. And the Seminole were tribes from northern Florida, Alabama, and they weren't too picky. If you want to be part of the tribe, they said no problem. So, stragglers, runaway slaves, they didn't care. They just brought you in the room. Again, hunting, foraging, fishing. The Seminoles they were tough. When it was time to clear Florida, 1830s, again, 1812, we bought Louisiana. Florida came right before that, right from the Spaniards, and egret. And what happened was the Seminoles that were here, they said, you have to leave because this is now the United States of, and they went, okay, we'll sign this piece of paper. They said, we can't read or write, we're not signing nothing. So, they came out and they said, it's time to go, and the Seminoles went, no. That was the first Seminole War. It was 2 years long. Pretty much fought where you're standing. Okay. So it became kind of a stalemate. And then they said, well, you have to go. And they went, okay, we'll go, like, Alabama. Because remember, the extreme northwest part of Florida crosses into Alabama for a little bit. And then they said, okay, it's time to go. And the Seminoles went, nah, no, we're not going. That was the second Seminole War. That was very short. Then, one of my favorite presidents, Andrew Jackson, was there, and he said, no, you're leaving. And they went, okay. And then he said, okay, it's time to go. And they went, nah. That was the third Seminole War. That was 2 years long. Andrew Jackson pulled the United States cavalry out. Can't imagine horses that's Mike. You know you've been here too long when you know the guy on the tractor, right? But the third Seminole War was 2.5 years lately. And what happened was it became a stalemate. They pushed the Seminoles up and out, the same way they did in Mississippi. They gave them like a reservation, and that was the end of it. But the Seminoles were the only Native American tribe that never surrendered and never signed a document. So they were kind of badass. Excuse me. Okay, so how's it going, brother? We all good? We all groovy? Alright, now you'll notice the trees are getting bigger. These are not cypress trees. These are pine trees. These are Australian / pine trees. And they're not supposed to be here. This is an invasive species, right? Technically, all of us on this rig are invasive species. So hang on a second. Let's just slow down a little bit. Take a look at the difference. 10 minutes ago compared to now. These things are big. Needles are different. See, now, before I was driving through a plain. 10 minutes ago it was a plain. Now I'm driving through a forest. A little bit of dirt, a little bit of salt, a little bit of water. Changes everything. Getting used to travel day, it's fine. It'll take him time. Queso has been up and down a state with me a dozen, so he's easy in the car. And his sister Valentina was also easy in the car. Denali, we drove a long way, so you know, it takes time. They gotta get used to it. 7 miles to the park. That was Pineland. Gee, I wonder why they call it Pineland, right? Yeah, I know. Why do they call it Pineland? You have an idea? Government or tourist? They backed up and went to the right, my right. Oh, Lord. Hang on. Yes, Queso, I know. We're not slowing down for that. This is the main turnoff. This is Royal Palm, which has a visitor center, Ahinga, and Gumbo Limbo. So everybody has to go slow here because you have to go down that road to the right to get to all those places. Wow, there's a lot of water. They said it could take up to a year for 1 cubic centimeter of water to go from Lake Okeechobee to Whitewater Bay. That's about 90 miles? I don't know. Now, if you look in front of me, see all the big trees? Cell tower on the left, or on the right. Again, we're getting close to the exit of the park. And because I know all the park rangers now, I see that yellow sign, so it's time to slow down. It's kisses, I know. He's still just kind of jumpy on travel day. That yellow sign means that once we go past that, okay, we're going to have to slow down a lot. The reason it is a 35-mile-an-hour speed zone is because as we come around this corner is the big fence. And you guys have seen this before. And that flag is at half-staff as it should be. It is September 11th. Funny story, after September 11th, I was working for a medical school, and if you guys remember the quote-unquote Patriot Act that they crammed in sideways, my boss wanted me to go to all 31 of our researchers and have them sign a document that said I'm not working with whatever, and castor bean oil, that type of thing. And I'm like, this makes them guilty before they're innocent. I quit. Threw my keys on the ground and said, nope, freedom isn't free. I quit. It's 2002. He told me to pick my keys up, and he wrote a letter to the university president that said I'm going to do what I have to do under personal, moral, and physical duress. Everybody signed it. They thought it was stupid. I agree with them. But that was my first introduction into government tyranny. I mean, never mind that all this happened because it wasn't 4 nuts with box cutters. We all know that. But it was a very scary day for me with our students. I had an infant daughter, I'll say